So tonight, when I decided to do the topic, is your masculine energy hurting your relationships? I did that because I coach a lot of professional women who are very successful. And many of them are successful on their job, they're successful in what they do, and they have trouble balancing masculine and feminine energy. And because what they believe is, which this is a misnomer, that feminine energy is weak. And I begin to explain to them what feminine energy is, what masculine energy is. And a lot of people have heard it, but very few people break it down. So tonight, I think I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break some of it down, just so you know, because I'm gonna teach my ladies. I have a class that I teach tomorrow, really about it, but I'm gonna give y'all just a little taste of it. All right, but I wanted to bring one of my students on. She's just like me, just hard headed sometimes, but she's so sweet and she's so successful, and she just do it all. But I wanted her to come on because I want her to tell you in her own words why she thought feminine energy was just bullshit. Because she a boss and she thought it was bullshit. And so I want to bring her on. But y'all help me welcome my student, this boss of a lady, Miss, I just call her Trail, y'all, but her name is Centrail Andrews. Please welcome her. Say hello. Oh, let me bring you on to the stream. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, Trail?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm laughing because I'm the mischievous student and client, huh?
Now, hey, look, my mama used to tell me I had a hard head, right?
Yeah,
And
I'm the hard one.
and,
Okay.
so you remind me a lot of me. But one thing about you, you gonna do what the doctors say, even if you don't want to. So look, I just wanted to bring you on. Okay, before I get into the lesson tonight, I wanted to bring you on because I remember when we first started working together. Some things you wanted to do. And you told me when I told you you operate too much in your masculine energy. And then when I explained to you how to navigate the feminine energy, then you didn't want to say it, but I remember you was like, Ken, this bullshit. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
All right, so tell the people a little bit about it. I just want to bring you on because me and you talk about it every day, but not because y'all we friends now. We don't talk every day just about stuff. So I want you to get your opinion on what you thought this whole idea of masculine and feminine energy was.
Well, for starters, we talk more often probably than his other clients because I'm a work in progress. I've operated in my masculine energy for so long until that I'm trying to unlearn that behavior, and I'm learning that masculine energy doesn't always work in certain situations. So I'm probably one of the most difficult clients because I've been doing it for so long. But I must say, from a person that have used masculine energy, I'm learning that it's a difference when you're encountered a grown male versus a grown man. When you're encountering a grown man, that masculine energy is gonna deflate and that feminine energy gonna automatically exude. So it's all depends on that situation you're in. But and I find it so difficult, um especially when you've done something for so long, and I'm more conscious now, and I'm more mindful in how I respond, how I do things to do it in a feminine way. So it's a struggle. So I have to call Ken before I reply or before I respond because I go in. I can go from 0 to 100 because that's been who I am. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a boss. I've always been in a leadership role. So I thought that it was working for me and effective, but I'm learning doing it the way Ken is teaching us in our branding class, the feminine way is really working. I've had quite a few situations.
I was about to get to that.
Oh yeah, I've had
Go
quite a
ahead, go
few
ahead.
situations with men, as well as in business. And I run it by Ken, and he was like, "Oh hell no! Oh no, you can." And I mean, I try my best. And in my perspective, I was like, "This is the most sweetest, feminine way," but I guess he can read right through it. So once he tweets what I've said and put it in a more feminine energy way, when I tell you the results are phenomenal, the response is what I need from whomever I'm having that issue with. So I must say, in my past, the masculine energy have not worked for me. It have not given me the results that I need in relationships and friendships. So I must say, based on this topic tonight, I'm a victim of it has not worked for me. So I thank you, Ken, for teaching me a better way, because I now realize that having masculine energy, I've masculated um men in my demeanor and my the way I express myself, my just my vibe. So
Mm. And let me ask you this: do you think, though, that because you've been in business, because the truth is we live in a masculine world, we celebrate masculinity because you in the business world, you've owned businesses for a business for 25 years in a male dominated business that you own, and you had to adopt this masculine way of doing business because it served you well and you prospered that way. And it was, do you find that now that because it's a male dominated world, energy wise, in corporate America, in the business realm, entrepreneurship, whatever, that you had to adopt that to be successful?
absolutely. Especially in the industry that I was in automotive. So being in a quote unquote man's world in automotives, it was a gender role difference of me being an African American female in this industry. So therefore, um, had not I had that masculine energy, a lot of my clients, my customers, they they will run over me because of just
Right.
that particular industry. So I had to be firm. I had to be bold, and I had to be confident, because it's not the norm that a female was in that industry anyway. And it was a hard a role to play, just from a gender perspective. I dealt with prejudice from that aspect as well. So my masculine energy rose greatly within that business. And the sad thing was, I didn't know how to turn it off. I brought it
Mm.
home.
That's what we get into.
I brought it home. I brought it in my everyday life. I brought it in everything that I did. I operated in that. But now I'm learning that you have to know when to turn it off and when to turn it on. And you don't always have to have it on. Like I say, when you're in the presence of a man, I should be able, and I didn't know how to do that. I felt like I had to take charge. I had to be the independent, and I had to, but I want to now become that damsel in it, that prince, that damsel in distress, like fall back to let that man take charge and
Mm.
be the leader and be the role. But I didn't know how to have that balance in my relationship. And that was a struggle. That was a big struggle for me.
Wow. I want to, and I ain't gonna hold you because I'm gonna get to teaching, but I got to get this last thing in. There was an incident that you had recently in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and the gentleman said something that you didn't like, and you called me because you wanted to go slap off. You wanted to go way off, right? And
Right.
I told you how to respond in feminine energy. Just tell the group, we don't have to go into what was said now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the group how he responded when you came back in your feminine energy to tell him to speak your truth, to tell him how you felt.
So Ken, we had a session on it, and it was, I must say, it was life changing. The steps and the tools that he gave me to address that issue, I'm going to use those strategies to help me in my everyday life. And it's for number one, the issue was how to properly, effectively communicate. And once he taught me how to address those issues, and he gave me some steps verbatim, and I practiced those principles, I got the results that I wanted. At the end, he was very apologetic. He kept saying, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was a misunderstanding. But had I handled it the way that I normally handle it in my masculine energy, to go slap off, go ham, I wouldn't have gotten that apology. I mean, he has been so attentive ever since. So I must say, the doctor knows what he's doing. It's working. Every specific thing he's asked me to do, told me to do, and have shown me how to do it. The results have been phenomenal. I thank him so much. I'm winning now. Life. I'm winning in my business. I'm winning in my relationships, my friendships. So he's teaching me how to communicate in my feminine energy, and I'm beyond grateful. So thank you, Ken.
I appreciate you, Trail. One thing about you, you gonna always go at it 100%. So, and
Most
even if
definitely.
you don't agree with it, you still gonna do it anyway. And I appreciate that. So, thank you so much. But look, thank you for coming on tonight and letting the people know. And so, I'm gonna just jump right into
Yeah,
what we
it's
got to
been
do.
my pleasure. But honestly, if you keep doing the same thing the same way, it's insane to think you're going to get different results. So I had to analyze what I was doing, how I was operating. If I wanted to get a different results, I had to do something different within me. And that was to change my way and take a different approach. So thank you.
Appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good
All right,
night.
dear. We'll holler.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. So what we gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I wanted to thank Trail because that's a real live situation. Because I mean, and many successful women out there. So what I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna go into what happens when you operate in feminine energy. Now, I don't have time to break down I'm trying to break down. Well, let me break some shit down. Forget that. I do have time. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna just keep it short. But first off, understand men and women have feminine and masculine energy. Okay? It's called polarity. Polarity is nothing more than the opposites. We have opposites inside of us. Like there would be polarity is simply there would be no up without down. There would be no good without evil. There would be no light without dark. That is polarity, right? And so we have that in all of us. So men have masculine energy, women have masculine energy. Okay? Men have feminine energy, women have feminine energy. All right. It just so happens that the makeup, and this is not for everybody, but the makeup of how we have been raised, the hormones and everything, it's normally, they say, and I was reading a study that said it's 80-20. Like normal. Like normally it's 80-20. So men, 80% masculine energy, women 20%. Now, no, don't hold me to that because it's not an exact science. However, that women they say have 20% because of the estrogen and all of the things going on inside of a woman, the hormones that are released, that she's about 20%, they say, feminine energy, 80% masculine. I mean, 20% masculine, 80% um, feminine. Now, some of the things that describe what this might be. All right. So I'm gonna give you some words that they say that when you're operating in this energy, when you're operating in masculine energy, you're operating in energy that has, now listen to what I'm saying, has direction, it's logical. There is support. This energy supports everything. We want to put the foundation in there, the support, there's structure. That energy is mission oriented. It's decisive. Make a decision and let's roll with the decision. It is about, and they call it, they say that this is about, it has they call it the ending slash death um, psychology. But what they mean is, it does not that they want someone to die. They want the argument to end. They want, if we're discussing something that's ended, let's don't keep discussing it. Okay. That is what the masculine energy likes to do. Okay. It likes to do that, right? The feminine energy in us, it is the feeling side of us. It is the sensations of emotions, how I feel about a particular thing. It is about expression. It is about creativity. It's about love. It is about constant movement and flow. It is not rigid. It is about let's flow with this. It's about intuition and it's about compassion. So now look, we all have all of those things. And yo, you can be a man that has more feminine energy. I'm not tripping off that. You can be a woman with more masculine energy. I'm just talking about generalities right now. Now, however, here's where the problem comes in. Yeah. So here's where the problem comes. All of what I just said, I could give you a definition of what they are, but these words kind of get the masculine energy. It's about logic, direction. It is about mission driven, whereas feminine energy is about emotions. It is more about purpose driven and that type of thing. Now, what happens though? What happens? Let me break this down. So, with a man who has been brought up in masculine energy his whole life, he has been told that, hey, get the job done. He has been praised because he doesn't show much emotion. He has been reveled when he says the mission is this and let's get it done despite, and he lives structured life. So this is what he's been taught. All right, you follow me? Whereas now he's been taught this because we live in a masculine dominated society. Business, masculine dominated. Hey, it's structured. This is we do this. Achievement. You boom, boom, boom. That is what it's a society. Nothing wrong with that, but I think they call it now, the whole thing is toxic masculinity. I get it. When the shit go too far. In other words, ain't nobody caring about what people are saying. Now, the feminine side has, to me, and that's the side where you have been told to what does it feel like? Does this feel right? It doesn't feel good. My intuition tells me that yeah, my vibe ain't good with you. Okay, and then so we all have both of them, right? Y'all follow me so far? Now, here, it's nothing wrong with either one of them. The problem comes in when we're interacting in a certain way. And if, for instance, you want to be in a relationship with someone, right? And you're a masculine energy man, just using men for lack of a better, you could be a masculine energy woman, all right? But then you meet a woman who her dominant style is not feminine energy, but it's masculine energy. Remember, y'all, there's no polarity there. There is no up and down. Because what happens, we are always looking for balance. All of us are always looking for balance. Always. That is the reason why my wife, I'm high strung, she balances me out. That's our polarity because she like, calm down, fool. Calm down. We're not getting all excited. I need that balance. All right. Now, here's the problem. Here's where the problem comes in. And I'm gonna break down the 7 things why I say that masculine energy is hurting your relationship as a female, right? Because what happens is she is on the job. She's adopted the energy because she to be successful in what she's doing. But what she doesn't know is how to balance it when she comes home because the man has been taught to be masculine. And now what happens is you have two masculine forces in the same space, two dominant masculine energies in the same space. The reason that's a problem is because the reason that's a problem is a man who has been raised and born in this energy and taught that this is the way he's supposed to be, and now he's adopted it, right? Okay. But what happens is if the woman that he's dating, he's married to, he loves, exudes the same energy, he has what I call a conundrum. A conundrum is when you confused in your damn mind. Hey, look, I just used the word conundrum just to break it down. Your ass confused as hell. Because what happens is the man who understands where when he sees masculine energy in another man, he understands that. He understands what he's supposed to do with it. He understands either he confronts it or either he decides not to, but he knows how to navigate it. All right. Because I expect it to come out of that vessel. Right. The problem is when he sees or when he feels masculine energy coming out of the female that he's married to. All right. Because he doesn't know what to do with that. He's like, wait a minute. It's not supposed to be coming out of you. So I don't know what to do with some men. What they do is when they confront it with another man, they argue, they fight back and forth because they don't know what to do. He's like, all right. And what she does is keep fighting. All right. Or some men retreat. And then because they know it's not supposed to be coming out of this vessel. So let me just retreat. I ain't gonna say shit. All right. And he shuts down. And you can't figure out. Well, and a lot of women say this to me. They say, well, why can't a man just talk? I put up a video how to get a man to open up and on TikTok, and I put it on Facebook too. And then what happens? They said, well, yeah, he should just open up. And I'm like, you're so clueless. And I understand that you're clueless. And so it's not a bad thing. But you're clueless because what you're doing is that's the way he was raised. That's the way he was nurtured. That's the way he was conditioned and programmed to act that way. And then now you're asking him to act contrary to the way he's always been conditioned to act. It's kind of like, y'all, what I'm about to say is controversial as hell. And I'm going to do a live on this one day. It's kind of like women, listen to me, they want a man to be monogamous, right? But our whole life, we have been taught and conditioned that not being monogamous is a good thing. I don't want to go too deep, but let me just explain this. Let me explain this. When a child is little, when a little boy is little, what do you tell him? You ask him, how many girlfriends you got? He said, I got two, I got three. He in the second grade. And you say, yeah, my man, you're the man. And you're teaching him, we're conditioning him to have multiple women. Now, you don't see it that way. But remember, the subconscious mind is developed at those ages. And then, because if a young lady would come over to him and say, I got two boyfriends, they'd be like, hell no. But you condition her, you want a family, you want a baby, you want to have a family, and we're a family unit. And what happens is then the little boy has been conditioned to think this way his whole life. And then you tell him, I just want you to do one more. And y'all, I'm just, I don't slay the messenger. I'm telling you the truth, whether you like it or not. So you have to reprogram his thought process. And I'm not saying you should be going out there doing that, but I'm just understand what we as a society do. Same thing happens in masculine and feminine energy. So let me tell you how women who are successful exude masculine energy, how they do it. And so now that they will be aware of it, they will be aware of it. And so when you meet a man, because most men, when they see masculine energy in a woman, they're going to run. They're going to run. I'm just telling you, they're going to run. So let me break down what it means in a woman in a practical sense when she's exuding too much masculine energy. I got 8 things. All right. And does this sound like any one of y'all? And then I'm going to be gone in no more than 15 minutes. Out. All right. Number one, you're too authoritarian, too aggressive. And what happens is you should do this. You need to do this. You want to know how you know you're aggressive and authoritarian? Because it's almost like the man hears his mother in the back of his subconscious. When you tell him you need to do. And again, I know men say stuff when you tell a man you need to do, you know what he hears? He hears a person attempting to be an authority figure over him in his own home. Now, he don't consciously say that, but that's what he hears. That's what his subconscious programming hears, like he heard his mother. Okay? You follow me? And so that's what I'm telling you. That's the reason why I'm telling everybody. I'm like, look, there is a way to communicate what it is you need to do, but do not use the words you need to. Y'all, I know it's harmless. A lot of us, we do things that are super duper harmless. We think they're harmless, but they're doing more harm than good. The second thing is the mistakes that women make when it comes to that. Y'all, first off, let me say this shit right here. I got to say this. I get all these people when I do a video telling women the mistakes they make. Well, you don't talk to men, you don't do this. And I'm like, do you see my other damn videos? I talk to men all the time. I'm tired of that. What it is nobody wants correction. Everybody just wants to correct the other person. When my wife tell me shit that's wrong with me, I can't go to my next door neighbor and be like, yo, it's something wrong, it's you. No, what I got to do is look at myself and decide, look, is it for me? Do I need this to grow in? Everybody, I be tripping every time somebody says that. You know what I said? I simply say, obviously, you don't want to grow. I said, because it doesn't matter if the messenger is from a man or a woman. Because I said, there are women coaches out there talking to men. Should they not tell them? Should they not speak the truth? So I just had to get out my rant. Anyway, number two, mistakes women make, which exudes masculine energy, is when they make a man feel useless. Like, for instance, they make him feel useless by saying, I don't need a man. Like, I don't really need a man. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need this. I don't need that. And when they say that please, y'all, don't say that. That not only does every man wants to be wanted, to be needed. Every man wants to feel like they're useful, they're valued. All right, they want to feel that way. And when you say that, when you do everything for yourself, I don't need you to do it. I got this. I don't need. Okay, I'm just saying, you're exuding masculine energy, and that's a turnoff, y'all. Sometimes I know you can do something. Allow him to do it. Allow him to do it. Even so, you know, I'm just saying. Another thing, another thing. So number three, I wrote this down. Number three is not being grateful, not showing gratitude. Yeah, let me give you a piece of advice that would help you. And I tell men this too. I said, if you want something to go a long, long, long ways, this is what I want you to do. I want you to find something that your spouse, your wife, somebody that they did that was super small. Now notice what I said. Even if you notice something on them that was super small, and then you compliment them about it. Now, what's going to happen with them? What's going to happen is they're going to be like, dang, you noticed that? Their brain is going to make it bigger. Because when you notice something small, the brain magnifies it. It's by the same token, if you do something if you congratulate everybody the same way, something big, the brain actually minimizes that. Okay? And so what I want you to do is you can show gratitude. Now, a lot of y'all feel like this. Why should I show gratitude for him doing something he's supposed to do anyway? I get that. I get what you're saying. However, however, it has nothing to do with human behavior. Even though a person knows that they're supposed to be doing something, human behavior loves, because the number one need of every human being is the need for significance. Significance. When a person feels like their life, they are significant, what happens is they blow it up bigger. Especially if you're the one that's giving somebody significance. Let me tell y'all something. I'm about to tell y'all a little mumbo jumbo. People say a lot of what I do is, manipulation, but okay, call it what you want to. But what I always tell people is, if you want to find favor in anybody's sight, your boss, your significant other, anyone, all you have to do is give them significance. And I'm not talking about a lot where you overflow it. No, specific times when you make them feel significant, then your influence with them goes up. True, and write this down, y'all. True influence is not about a person feeling good about you. Listen to me carefully. True influence is not about a person feeling good about you. True influence is when a person feels good about themselves when they're with you. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh, send me an offering. Ken Canion Group, cash app it to me. Hey, listen. Listen to what I just said. True influence is not getting people to feel good about you. True influence, when you get true influence, is when you make a person feel good about themselves when they're with you. That's true influence. Oh my God. Ah, yes. And so I want y'all to understand that. That's why gratitude. So in gratitude is truthfully, truthfully, y'all. It is not, because you know what? It's looked upon as a masculine energy trait, because a lot of times men don't show gratitude. And what I'm saying to you is you show gratitude first. Listen, listen, y'all. Let me give you another tip. A lot of people, and this is in my own life, and I do this with my wife, y'all. She might even be listening to this, but I do it. And I'm gonna give you an example of how I did it. Whatever it is you want to see in another person, all they have to do is see you give it to them first. It's called the law of reciprocity. Y'all have heard of that. However, you actually condition them to give it to you because, I'll give you an example. So when me and my wife go out of town, when I go out of town, I like to clean my house. I want my house to be spotless. I don't want anything out of place. Nothing. Not a thing. I don't know. It's just me. Maybe I'm autistic like that. I don't know. So what I would do, because I would want my wife to make sure everything when I get back in place, clean, whole night y'all. So what did I do? When she went out of town and she had to do some acting, comedy, whatever, and I couldn't go for whatever reason, when she got home, the house was exactly how she didn't have to lift a finger. It was, everything was in place. Now what did I do? I'm just simply showing her what. Now I knew she liked it, because when she said it when she came in, and I just told her why I did it, because I valued it. And y'all, it works. It works. I'm just saying. All right, another way that women exude too much masculine energy is this: is being desperate, clingy, or chasing a man. Because that's what men do. Men pursue and chase. I use the word chase. What men do. Men do those things. Listen, feminine energy is not clingy. Feminine energy is not desperate. Feminine energy says that my aura is enough, right? But when you start doing the other things like clinging, like chasing, like doing the pursuing, those are perceived as masculine. Now, you might not think they're masculine, but they are. All I'm going on right now is perception, y'all. It's just perception. And that's super duper 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 important. Perception. Okay. Now, another thing that is masculine, and I talked about this earlier, but let me take it a little further. Never, okay, I understand where, if you meet somebody, whatever, y'all go out of Dutch, whatever. But let me just say this. Don't go out 50-50 on a date, especially early on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And look, if a man want to pay, let him pay. Matter of fact, require it early on. Now, I'm not saying once you get into the relationship and y'all know, because let me say this. This is one of the biggest mistakes men and women make. A man, a man knows he has to invest in something of value. Every man knows that. We've been taught that if you want something, you got to work for it, right? If you want something, you got to pay for it. If you want something, you got to invest in it. Every man knows it. But when you take away that from him, oh, I'll pay, or I'll come over, he ain't got to do anything. I'll go over, I'll be the pussy delivery girl at 10 o'clock at night. And he's never had to invest in you. What you have exhibited is you're right, Big B say you got to earn it. Every man knows that. He knows that. You are snatching that away from him, right? And so then you get labeled and your brain gets put in a category. So no, I cannot be with you because I don't value you because you know why? You don't value yourself. All right. How do I know that? Because of your behavior. Because you ain't making me earn it. You're not making me invest my money, my time, my resources, my talent. I may not have all four of them. I may not have a lot of money. But you know what the truth is? Then, but I may have resources. I may not have money, but I may have resources. I may not have that. I may have talent where I can fix your car or wash your car. So, but I got to invest something. I got to invest something. And if you take that away from me, what you're actually doing is you're assuming the role of masculine energy. Wow, wow. And I'm gonna just do one more. And the last one is emasculation. This is when you criticize, when you downgrade everything he do. He can't do nothing right. It's one of those things where, you know what, you don't talk about what he does, you talk about what he doesn't do. You only talk about what he doesn't do. You talk about who he's not who he is, but who he's not. Ooh, wee. And many of us have done that. And you say, well, I ain't mean no harm. I just want him to get up off his butt and do this or do that. And I said, yeah, okay, I got that. But let me ask you a question. I said, if you continually doubt me, Table, do you think that's going to motivate me as opposed to empowering me? And maybe you don't know how because you've never been empowered yourself. Maybe you don't know how because you've never been taught. Then say that. Then say that. Don't sit there and be like, don't sit there and be like, well, you ain't do this and all the while you're emasculating the man, and you know what you want to do? He want to get away from you. He wants to get away. That's that. That's it. That's my time, y'all. But before I go, I got two things I want to say. I am doing an online workshop with Rose Walker. Y'all saw Rose a couple weeks ago. She brought the fire last week. I think we got like 80 or 90 people signed up for it. If you have not signed up for the online dating workshop, if you have not signed up for it, please do. Just all you have to do is raise your hand and say, I want the thing. It's free, virtual. What we're gonna do is a lot of people, y'all, I gotta explain this. A lot of people want to meet someone, but you don't have an open mind or open heart. And you've asked God, you say, God, help me, I want to meet Mr. Right. I want to meet him. And I have all of these things in my head, but I'm unwilling to meet him over there because you have had not a good good success because most of the time you didn't know what you were doing. You didn't, number one, know how to build your brand online. You know, what I'm doing, why all y'all want to, you know why all of you are on this call tonight? Because I built a brand. Because my brand represents something to you. You can do the same thing online daily. The second thing is weeding out people who are not in alignment with what you want. Weeding them out. So we're going to show you how to weed them out. Y'all, don't say what you want to do because every time, I'm going to say this, many times God has something for you. But when God got something for you, many times it is not packaged like you think it's going to come packaged. Listen, I'll be the first to tell anybody when me and my wife met, or when we met, I used to say things like, I'd never marry anybody with children. I had a rigid mindset, but the children were small, but they became my greatest blessing when I decided to open my mind and open my heart to a new way that God was doing it. All right. They're the reason I'm here today. And so what I'm saying to you is stop saying shit like I ain't gonna do it. I see people on in my group to my well, Ken, I had bad luck. I just leave that to the rest. Well, do you want to be by yourself? Be by yourself then. I'm okay with that. But what I challenge some of you is to make your intention known. Make your intention known and open your mind and your heart to a new way. So if anybody is interested in that class that we're doing on the 13th of April, once we sell out of spots, it's done. Not sell out. It's free. Once we get to, I want to get once we get to 150 spots, it's over with. Now when I do my TikTok on Wednesdays, I probably have 300-400 people on there. So get your spot now. All right, get your spot now. All right, last but not least, I appreciate all of you all who've been buying our games. And look, they have been selling like I shipped out 2 packages. I ship out 2 to 3 every day. And I gotta tell y'all something. I'm gonna open up the game today. I said last week. And the reason we created this game, or these games, was because so we wanted you to be able to get to know the people around you. All right, so I'm gonna give you just some of them. They're fun too, y'all. Oh, ooh. What about this one? They help you get to know. I got you, Kenyatta. They help you get to know the person. So let me ask you this one. This is a deep one. This is from the Moment of Truth relationship game. And then we got the sex version. We got the sex version. All right, y'all. Here you go. So this helps you get to know people in a way and how they think. So the first question is, if your spouse lets themselves go physically and you had an affair because you aren't attracted to him or her, who is to blame? I'm just asking a question. A, you, all right, the person who did it. B, your spouse for letting themselves go. C, both of you. And D, it depends. Explain. These are the kind of questions. These are the kind of questions that they're fun too, y'all. All of them ain't real serious, but they're fun. What they do is you can play it with your friends. You can play it with other couples. You can play it with just random people that you don't know. But what it allows you to do is really have dialogue about life. And y'all, so we created the first one, the Moment of Truth relationship card game. Then we created the sextasy version or sex version because a lot of us out here doing the nasty with people we don't even know. We don't even know. I'll put you the Conchetta. I'll give you the link of how you can get them. So you trying to yeah now you ain't trying. Hey Michael, I'm not trying to break up any homes. I'm trying to put some people together. But the thing is, I'm trying to break up couples who are not supposed to be together before they become a home. But I'm trying to put the ones together who's supposed to be together. But the ones who are not supposed to be together, I am trying to, because the last thing I want to do is see somebody get divorced. That's the last thing. All right. Yo, that's my time. The game coming on in a little while. I am out of here. Listen, I'm Ken Canion, the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. And until the next time, remember, every journey starts with one step. Starts with one step. Take yours today. Peace.